This conference will now be recorded.
We'll call the meeting to order. Will the clerk please call a roll?
Mullen. Everhart.
Here.
Milan.
Here.
Schreiber.
Here.
Adcox.
Here.
Mayor.
Here. On to item number 3. City Council to consider the mayor's interim city manager appointment and associated employment agreement. I know that agreement has been distributed and published. A couple minor tweaks on that, and I will let you guys just walk us through that, and then we'll get it going.
Okay, council, I believe that's nice. I believe a contract draft I circulated that for your review. That was uploaded as part of the agenda materials, the draft as of Monday night. I didn't look at the agenda materials. Posted the agenda. Well, there's a contract that was in substantial form after Doug and Mayor had a chance to review. There were some questions as far as where we were at in the discussions. The first question was just to clarify, I had left in a 48-hour notification prior to any hire or salary change or anything like that, or at least any hire, that I think Doug had requested to be taken out, since that, in his understanding, is inherent in the powers of the city manager. I think there were some discussions about notifying at an appropriate time that he had filled a position, just so you are aware on kind of the back and forth. Did you decide on next regular council meeting or just taking that out? I think the idea is just timeliness and, hey, giving a heads up, but the question is whether you need it in contract or it's just a kind of an understanding. And so if there would be I don't know, I guess, so the contract is not available at this point, but we could disseminate that now as part of the public meeting. I thought the contract was going to be online.
Right. I assume so too, but what we could do potentially is make sure that it's posted, the finalized version, in the minutes, if you feel like that would be, take care of the public notice of it.
Yeah. So the first recommended change is to add the following into section 1. If there is an employee hired to fill a vacancy, terminated, or who receives a salary or compensation change, employee will notify the governing body prior to or at the next regular city council meeting.
And I think from our conversation, we were just expected reasonable notification or open and clear communication. If Mr. Gerber's okay with that, then I am, but okay. And everybody else, thoughts? And okay.
The second is a recommended change to section 1, which would strike the following provision. Additionally, employees shall give at least 48 hours notice to the members of the governing body by email of intent to hire any employee to fill a vacant position prior to hiring such employee. So that would come out. He would not notify you before, but he would notify you after.
It's pretty much covered in what we just did.
Okay. let me make sure I've got this last one right. So I just added something. So the question was basically, we had a provision of returning. Does that work? He was going to return to his position of assistant city manager at the conclusion of his service as interim city manager unless otherwise subsequent discussions alter that by contract upon the appointment of another interim or appointment of a permanent, and he would not be if he was terminated without cause within the first 6 months of that returning to that position, he would be eligible for the 2-month severance pay that is currently being provided in the contract if he were terminated without cause as interim city manager. So we already provided for that, but there was a question of making sure that when he returns to assistant city manager, it's at his old rate, old salary rate of assistant city manager. Doug brought up just a clarification that would be with any regular or otherwise approved salary increases applicable to staff. Meaning if you do any type of all staff changes, that salary would change even though he's not receiving that until he returns. So this would be the suggested language, and hold on because I think this is one sentence and 6 lines. Upon return to his previous position of assistant city manager, employee acknowledges that he shall be paid at his previous salary rate with any regular or otherwise approved salary increases applicable to staff. So the rate that was effective prior to his appointment as interim city manager, provided that nothing in this agreement shall prevent employee from receiving salary raises or other adjustments pursuant to standard city policies or other actions after the expiration of this agreement. Basically, you guys can continue to negotiate, but he would get his old salary plus anything that's applicable to staff unless you guys decide otherwise. So that would be the third change.
Seems fair, and I think that would be the intent.
Okay. So I don't know if you're comfortable, or do you have any comments? If you're comfortable approving the contract as presented, and you all have had a chance to do that, you would first move to, so is there consensus that those edits are accepted?
Yes.
Any
Yes.
discussion as to that point?
I think we're good.
So those edits with consensus that's what I'm talking about, is the editing contract. So the first announcement would be from the mayor that you are appointing Doug Gerber as interim city manager, subject to final contract as agreed and subject to consent of the city council.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Should that have an effective date?
The effective date is June 23rd, 2026, as provided in the contract.
I don't know if we'll get that verbatim, but we'll get it done. So I would like to appoint Mr. Doug Gerber as our interim city manager subject to the approval of the council.
And subject to contract,
And subject to contract.
a signed contract. Effective June 23rd, 2026.
Effective June 23rd, 2026.
So the next would be a motion from the council to approve or to consent to the appointment of Doug Gerber as the interim city manager, subject to such terms.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion from Councilman Shriver, a second from Councilman Everhart. Will the clerk please call roll?
Adcox,
Yes.
Everhart,
Yes.
Malat,
Yes.
Shriver,
Yes.
vote passes 4-0.
Okay, I will finalize the contract, Mayor, and, well, let's just go ahead and do one more motion. Mayor, City Council would authorize the mayor to enter into a contract in substantial compliance with the terms as outlined.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion from Councilman Shriver, a second from Councilman Adcox. Will the clerk please call roll?
Adcox,
Yes.
Everhart,
Yes.
Malat,
Yes.
Shriver,
Yes.
vote passes 4-0.
That's all
All good?
we need to do.
All right. Well, thank you very much for everybody showing up for our 10-minute meeting tonight. Thank you, Mr. Gerber, for your service so far. We're excited to have you in this new role moving forward, and call it a night.